Well, hello again. Welcome back, European Autocraft Studios. We're still working on the 87 911 project, and well, there's Arlo. And we're going to do the cam timing this time. Hello, Arlo. This is Arlo and Bruno, named after 17th century philosophers. No, they weren't. I have no idea where their names came from. It's kind of weird, but that's who they are. All right, you guys, go. I got work to do. We're going to install the cam drive. We already slid the cams in, basic stuff. Slide them in, lubricate them real good. I just use engine oil. They're already broken in. The car's got like 50,000 miles on it, so we don't need to use assembly lube or anything. So it's cam timing time. So let's get started. The chains are in, the guides are in. Hopefully I can do this. Hopefully I have all the tools here. I don't have to cut too many times. So let's see what we got here. I'll put just a little bit of grease on our seals. And just to hold that in place. You can't be there. Now this might be a bit of a put a rag here because I'm such a klutz. I know I'm going to drop something in there, so we're going to make sure that doesn't happen. Now, some of the prerequisite, or the things you got to do first, top dead center on the crankshaft and the 930 on the camshafts, both of them need to face up. That puts cylinder number 1 at top dead center, ready for on the power stroke, and cylinder number 4 will be on overlap. So that's important, because you don't want to start off with one of the valves open when the piston is at the top because it will do damage. So now I'm going to make sure our O-ring goes in. Sometimes it wants to roll out the side, and we don't want that to happen. Okay. There's the retainer, and these get torqued to 10 Newton meters. Right front of me. Okay, so 10 Newton meters. That's pretty standard for any 6mm bolt in aluminum. Okay, next we have, remember the shims? We kept these with this side so they're the same, so we don't have to worry about adjusting the parallel on the chain. We have the steel backing, that's the thrust washer for the cam. Bevel side goes towards the camshaft, and all the flat stuff is on the outside. So that'll go in there. We're just going to move this cam gently all the way out. Woodruff key. I'm just going to do this because I know I'm going to drop that. I think Mr. Woodruff would be proud of how many keys are in these engines these days. Good old Mr. Woodruff. You need a tool? I'll be right back. Okay, I'm just going to gently pinch that Woodruff key into place, like so. It's sticking up a little bit on the top. Trying to get it level. Well, it's up in the back a little, but I think it'll level off when I put the drive in. Okay, there's our camshaft little drive cog there. Let's see. That's set the keyway. The dogs are just hanging around here. Okay, I'm going to take the rag out because we're going to do some moving around here. Can you help? No? Okay, Sprocket is next. This one goes with the dish side out. It's actually in the workshop manual what direction these go for left and right side of the engine. If you're just not sure, you don't have the book and you have it in your hand, you know it came off this side, but which way does it go? You can see on the back the imprint where these holes with this pattern don't line up all the way. See how they go around and they don't line up? That's actually how we gain different degrees on the cam timing. But if you look at this side, it's actually uniform all the way around. And that's from the cam washer, the cam bolt washer. So that's why, this one way to verify, you know, this is on this side, but which way does it go? You can tell. I mean, it's kind of silly, but you need to look in the book. Or look online. I'm sure it's on there somewhere. So this doesn't matter what position it goes in as far as rotational. Let's see if I can get it in there. Get it in. A little tricky, but here we go. Okay, now obviously that can rotate without the camshaft, but actually the cam was rotating. But it's not locked into the camshaft yet. What we're going to do is we're going to get our tensioner on, make sure we're lined up, the chain isn't off one edge of the rail, I mean, everything's lined up, it's lined up everywhere, looks good. I'm going to put the tensioners back in. I have new O-rings. I think I already put the O-rings on, the new ones, those are new. That is the pin that you would normally put in there, because when you buy these new, they come with this pin, and I've saved these over the years. I finally found them. You may have noticed I found my oil can too. It's a miracle. I covered everything in oil already. And then like that. Flat washer. New wavy washer. And that will be 25 Newton meters. Set to 25. Okay. All right, now this is the locking pin for the cam. Now I know I'm at top dead center on the piston. Both pistons are all the way out. This camshaft has a 930 facing up. That puts this one on compression. All right, so that's where we're all pre-set up. So I should be able to pull the pin, everything won't explode, but while we're here, I'm going to take, and I'm going to find the hole that this pin will fit into, and that'll lock our cam to the wheel here. Ah, perfect. Okay. And you can see, well, I'll show you this. It won't go in any other hole. It'll only go into one at a time. So let's see if we tighten it. We can go to the next one. Yeah. Okay. So we'll do that. We're not going to tighten this all the way. Just get it so it's just a little snug. Now we can release the pressure off of the tensioner. Just nice and easy. All right. So we don't have any rockers in yet. I'm only going to put one rocker in on each side so we can do the cam timing. The rest, it's all the same thing. Put them in and they're going to all adjust the same way. So we'll just do this one side first. Here's our number one oil on everything. The adjustment is all the way backed off. Just makes it easier to put in. And our pin. Now this method works for me. You might have another method for this. The 5mm sight out, 8mm facing front. Whenever you use a screwdriver or a hammer, no force, nothing. Don't just, everything I do with a screwdriver or a hammer is very gentle. So we're going to just put that screwdriver in the slot, and I can just work it in nice and easy. Yeah, nice and easy. Okay, so that's not so bad. Now you can see this is thick here, this is thin here. We want to get the sealing surface right in the middle of each. So that means that this will have to be hanging over the edge just a little bit. And that is right on. Now I did some reading, because I haven't done these in a while. We used to torque these, I forget the actual spec, but I know I do 150 inch-pounds. It's like 12.5 foot-pounds. But there's some controversy about that, of how far they spread, especially when they're used, because they spread to lock in. The ends spread open with these washers that are in there. So I'm going to set it up with this for now. I don't have a torque wrench that goes that high just yet, so that goes higher than 12.5 foot-pounds. That'll fit. So I'm going to just set it to this for now. I never had one leak, but I'm going to investigate that a little bit further. Okay. So that torque is still questionable at the moment. We're going to set our valve adjustment. This, get some oil all over everything in there. This is, it's not the exact Porsche feeler gauge. I have a couple of them. I made this one, it just seemed to fit better when I was doing a turbo to get your arm around everything inside the turbo. I made one that's a little bit shorter, but it works for everything. That's just me. So being at top dead center for number 1, we're gonna just give it a head start. Let's see where we are. The key to the valve adjustments on these in the car, very tricky to get in and see everything, but you get used to it if you do a lot of them. It's keeping this absolutely flat, going back and forth across between the tip of the rocker and the tip of the valve stem. So that's still too loose. This is critical for a cam timing to be right on. A lot of wildlife out there. We're working in the jungle. That's good now. So we got a nice little drag, nice and square, and you can feel just a little bit of movement. Okay, well that's it for the left side. Cylinders 1, 2, 3. We'll put the other side together, and then we're going to do the cam timing. Don't mind the mess. Just again, this is coming off, getting sandblasted, painted, and I'll clean all up in there. But for now, so I put a mark where the seam of the case is. That's what this line will line up to. There's our ignition timing mark, and that's our number 1, Z1, top dead center for cylinder 1 or 4. Either way, it's top dead center for those both 2 cylinders. All right. Other side, 4 through 6 is a little different. It's kind of the same, but the mechanism itself is a little different. Make sure I don't lose anything. So we'll do the cam drive first. Our 930 is facing up. It's funny though, you know, with the manuals, all the Porsche manuals, I mean, they tell you the 930 number goes up, but the keyway is also up. It's right on top of the 930, so why they don't say keyway up, I don't know. A little bit of grease on my new O-ring. I don't like to use sealer on these. I don't think it's necessary. Sometimes you get one of these engines leaking oil like crazy. That was just recently had a part is loaded with silicone sealer. We don't want to do that. Nice, clean, proper assembly. Hopefully I'm doing it properly. While we're here, I'm also going to replace the O-ring inside that plate there. That's the cover for the auxiliary shaft. That's the shaft that actually has the chains coming off of it. So there's an end plate there with an O-ring in it. Pretty common leak spot. No O-ring sticking out. That's a good sign. Now you can do this in the car. If for some reason you felt your cam timing isn't correct, I don't know how that could happen, but or if you want to do some work in the car like that and just replace your camshafts, kind of difficult to do in the car, but better to pull it out. But you can go in and take the muffler off, take the engine bracket off, support the engine somehow, and you can actually work on it in the car. When we were changing over the 911 SC to the 930 chain tensioners with the oil feed, we did those in the car, and that exposed everything. It was pretty easy. A lot of work, but it's easy work. Let's see, 10 Newton meters. You want to? No, he doesn't want to work. Silly dogs. Okay. What's next? Keyway. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. All right, these must go on first. And actually, this is pretty standard. There'll be 4 shims on the left side and 3 on the right. Just seems to be how that works. But don't forget that before you put the key in, because then you got to take the key out again. That's the key to the whole thing. Tricky to get my fat hands in there. Okay, I need those. You can't have those. And we're going to gently now see, there's no clearance to get the shims out, so very important. And there's our drive. Might not be down enough in the front. Okay, I'm just going to give that a tap in to level out the keyway again. Okay. Okay, Mr. Sprocket, this is going to be a little more tricky just because of the proximity of everything in here. Don't need you in there right now. Ah, not so bad. There we go. If I told you it would be easy, it still wouldn't be on there. So, okay, so there we go. 930 is still up. So this is good. This one. The next engine I do will be inside, but we'll have the better lighting inside. Right now, it's not so good. So it's the same thing as the other side, just a little bit of a different shape of the tensioner and position. Let's see. So these are 25. And I'm going to relieve the tension off of this before I put a pin in it. That way we're a little bit, we don't have to tension on it. And you can see I found these pins before I took this side apart. Okay. Alright, so we're going to find a hole that this fits into, which looks like this one. Yep. Fits really good. No friction at all. So we'll just put that in by hand. Which one? This one? This one. Okay. No biggie. These already have oil on them. Oh, by the way, on these 911s, you know, the fuel lines are a real big issue that go under the intake manifolds. I have the ferrules. I just got the correct co-line hose and co-line fittings, and the tool is coming to compress these. So I'll be able to make fuel lines for these 911s now. Also, these only come silver, but we're going to plate them in the yellow so they look correct. So I just wanted to show you that I'll be able to do that real soon. What are you doing? They're brothers, the two, Arlo and Bruno. Good dogs. Eat everything in sight. Okay, so we have the rocker number 4 intake. We're going to put the shaft in. This small side 5mm out. A little bit of wear. We're just going to put that on the outside, so the fresh surface is going to be where all the force is from the rocker. Come on, get everything. Come on. You imagine doing this in the car? That's crazy. And again, very gentle. We don't want to mar up the surface. Okay, there's our, there we go. And I like that right there. So just the steel surface from the conical washer is showing. Okay. All right, now we're going to go around and come back here. I don't have the spark plugs in, so that's a little more difficult. After I get all the rockers in, we'll do a valve adjustment on the whole engine. And I can show you how to do that, because that's something you might want to do in the car, you know, just as a routine maintenance. One of these and one of these. Because there should be, every 15,000 we were doing a valve adjustment at the dealer when these cars were fairly new. We do a 1,000 mile valve adjustment, and then every 15 after. Use very different tools in the car. I have a much shorter screwdriver. Still a little loose. But then what I do, I didn't tighten this too much. I'm just going to bring this around with that screw just a little bit. Oh, not enough. I'm also going to take the spark plugs out when we do the cam timing, because I just put them back in to keep debris out. That's nice. Okay. All right. Now, another trick here. These are little supports for the chain tensioner. Because we're going to be rotating the engine around, there's no oil pressure on these, obviously. So we want to make sure that these have tension on them when we do the adjustment, just as if the engine was running, pushing pressure on this. And that's where we're going to get our cam time. We want 1.25 millimeters at top dead center on the overlap cylinder on the intake valve. So we're going to find a good spot for these. This usually works. We just want to push this up. Let's see. Doesn't need to be much, but we don't want it to collapse. You know, we don't want it to drop down. So this is just going to give it a little bit of a lift, a little help. You know, as if there's pressure on this. That's what we want to, hopefully it'll stay there. This one's a little tricky. And then this side, same thing. We're going to go this way. Probably a better way to do this, but this is what works for me. And I'm going to give it just a little help to turn here. Okay, not too much, just enough. So, let's see. This is on overlap now because we rotated. So we're going to start cam timing on this side. Watch it. Still a klutz. We want the tip of the dial indicator. I just put it on the outside of the valve retainer. This is the P207 tool. It says right on it. That's how I remember. Let's get that out for now. There's supposed to be a little split ring inside of here that holds this nice and tight, but that's long gone. I think this tool is probably over 30 years old. Good Lord. Good thing I stopped having birthdays. Holy moly. Can you imagine how old I'd be? Okay. We want to be able to see the gauge. All right. Now here's where the fun begins. We have some preload, so this will go up and down with the valve. We're going to set that to 0 because we're going to start off at a 0 point, and we're going to measure this to 1.25 millimeters. Each 1.25 millimeters. Each round of this is 1 millimeter, and then 2.5. So that's where we want to be. And there's a tolerance. I don't exactly know the tolerance off the top of my head because I try to get it exact every time. Not completely necessary, but I like things to be exact. Okay. So how do we do it? We're going to rotate the... Oh, I said I was going to take the spark plugs out. Got my handy dandy spark plug taker out of her. And we're just going to... Yes, I'm disorganized, not always prepared, but things seem to come out okay in the end. That's what all that counts. All right, try that again. So we're going to take this around until we see 1.25, and what we want to see is our top dead center mark lined up with the split in the case. It probably won't be unless I'm extremely lucky, because we're going to have to sort of fine-tune this pin location. So let's go around, and that valve's going to start to open. Here we go. I actually had to go the other way, but that's okay. Look on the red, 1.125. Where are we? Okay. We're not even close. So take a look at the marks here. This is our top dead center mark. This needs to be here when that reads 1.25 millimeters. So how do we get it there? We're going to take the pin out and then turn the engine in the direction until this lines up. The cam won't turn. Well, it may try to turn because I don't have all the rockers in. There's not a lot of friction there. So let's see what happens. We're going to take this out. I've never done it this way with only one rocker. So let's see how it goes. Oh, look at that. Okay. So that should stay at 1.25 while we bring our crankshaft. Okay. We're going to turn this nice and easy. You can see the cam is not turning. Bring this right to top dead center. Now we're going to find the best place for this pin to sit. Now that the hole is changed, let's see, it looks like right here. I don't need the tool to put it back in, but there we have it. Now you can see, the pin has some play in it. That means the sprocket on the cam is also going to have a little play in it, which is going to change my cam time. So I'm just going to snug it up with this. Guess I went right in the hole with the pin. I just want to, just so it doesn't shift around. This usually takes 2 or 3 times, but I've been lucky sometimes, or it only does it once. Okay, so let's go around. I'm going to recenter the, not too bad. Right? Re-zero my dial indicator. And do the whole process again. Make sure you don't go around 2 times because that'll really throw you off. So that's 1 millimeter, 0.25. Woo, right on the money. Look at that. We're lined up exactly with the seam. And again, it's, measure it with a micrometer, cut it with a chainsaw, but that's the mark. It's wide, and it looks like I have it pretty much dead center. And 1.25 millimeters. Arlo, take a look. What do you think? Are we there? You don't even know where to look. What kind of mechanic are you? So that's it. That's it for that cylinder. Now I can torque the bolt. And that gets to 120 Newton meters. That's my inboard scale here. Pull back off. Okay. So that was lucky. We got a one shot. Okay. Now, will we get lucky on the other side? I seriously doubt it. That was good. That was really good. I didn't want to make this a long video. I know you suffered through the last video. Although I think the last video was 47 minutes and it showed an average view time of 4 minutes. Guys, you're killing me. You got to watch them all the way through. Focus. Yeah. That was a boring one, I know. I'm trying to make them fun. That's why I invited Arlo and Bruno to the show. Okay. Okay. See, I don't know if you can see inside there, but over here I can show you the tip is just right on the edge of the valve retainer. So it's just sitting like right there, only up on the high spot. 0. Okay, let me get on this side. And now we'll go to 1.25. And that's a spec right out of the book. There are different specs you can use for performance. Every camshaft is different. I'm not a tuner, so I really don't know what works best. So I like factory original. Porsche is absolutely brilliant. And I like the things they do. Oh, we are way off on this one. So we're actually, that cam is retarded. So we're gonna bring the crankshaft the opposite way. And that's another reason we want to keep these chains nice and tight, because when you go the opposite direction, it tends to put pressure back on the tensioner, and the chain gets looser over here. So you change, the timing's off a little bit is what I'm trying to say. So keep them nice and tight, we can go back and forth and everything is fine. So you know the procedure. We're going to pull the pin, move the crankshaft, and then put the pin back in. Simple, simple, simple. If you get a tight one, you're going to have to hold the sprocket, and it might shift. No, it didn't. Good. Make sure we're not moving here. It is moving a little bit, so let me go back just a smidge, because I have to make up for that. This one might take a few times, but that's okay. That's what we're here for. We're learning. So you saw the dial indicator move when I turned the crankshaft. I compensated for that just a little bit. A flat spot for that. Was it enough? Again, it's a long shot, but let's see how we did. Okay. And all these tools are readily available. Find them on eBay everywhere. I bought these new like 150 years ago, so I've had them. All right. I'm just going to make sure we're dead on. Back to, come on. One point 1, 2, 5. Where are we? I'd say that's perfect. Again, woohoo! I'll take it. You're lucky, that shortens the video quite a bit. 120 Newton meters. Is that. Our cam timing is now set. I'm going to get this together and we're going to do a valve adjustment in another video. So I'll get the covers on. We got to put all our nice shiny new studs in there, replated. I'll have this off, cleaned, all that, so you'll see that when it's done. Yeah, valve adjustment is pretty easy. We'll use the method of using the dots on the crankshaft pulley, and that's it. We have a fully timed engine. Really didn't take that long. Putting the stuff together is pretty easy if you got the right tools. Let me know what you think in the comments if I missed anything. Other than that, we'll see you in the next video. Please like and subscribe, share it. Doing great, picking up some subscribers. I really want to make this big. Maybe a TV show someday. Wouldn't that be nice? I hope to build a shop here on the property one of these days. I can see a lot of cool stuff in the future, but I need your help. So we'll talk to you in the next video. Thanks for watching.